It's one of those days where everything's going to break my heart right open, well, including forgetting my talk, which it's interesting because every now and then I make a deal with Spirit and say, okay, I don't know what to say, you better come up with something. And luckily for you, I came up with something. But then I realized I'd written so much that I needed to let go a little bit and see what, when I got up here, see what I was really going to say. Because what I'm going to talk about are stewardship. And stewardship, and I have a nice pamphlet that you all will get in the mail this week. You get it in the mail. If you don't get it in the mail, come back next Sunday and I'll give you the pamphlet. And stewardship is about love to me. It's about being grateful for what we have. And I was thinking about, I've been here 7 years. It'll be 7 years Thanksgiving. Roland and I, drove up from Florida. So it was dramatic. Florida, November. Whoa, Des Moines. But it's been amazing. And I cannot even express how much we both love it here. And we love the people of this church, of this community, so much. Especially this past year. We have received so much love and support. Now, we also, in Unity, one of our basic principles is focus on good. And why? Why is that? It's because when you focus on the good, more good happens. And all the time I say, it's not about your head under a basket. It's not the ostrich in the sand. It's not that. But over and over again, I know in my life, and many other people have proved this to be true, that the thoughts you water grow, right? Just like seeds. The thoughts you water grow, and the things you love flower. Thinking about this church building, for example, we've put a lot of love into this room. We love it, and you can tell we love it, and it's growing. And we've put a lot of love into the patio. And the people, one person in particular, Christy's, put a lot of love into the plants here. I know we've put a lot of love into the vicarage. Roland in particular, he's put in a countertop and a fireplace and stuff like that. And I feel like we've made it, like it's a better place because of him, not because of me. It's a better place than when we got there. There's a deck because we love it. We've put a lot of love into our Sunday school. We put a lot of love into our classes. We put a lot of love into us. I know the board has put a lot of love into being the board and to what we want for our community. And I also noticed that we decided that we wanted to move the Sunday school upstairs about a month ago because the basement was getting a little bit too, maybe in disrepair. And here is what I noticed, and it's just a beautiful metaphor. Moving the Sunday school out of the basement means we haven't been into it. So that basement, it's as if a light has gone out in the basement. And I just this week recognized that we actually, this is such a good metaphor for our community, ourselves. We actually have to love everything. We have to love the basement. We have to be grateful for the basement and that awesome kitchen and all those rooms and the tables and the chairs and love them. And we're having a potluck down there next week. And I personally am going to love that basement up a lot this week. And I invite anybody who is bored this week to come with me and put some love into the basement, into our Harmony Hall, because it needs it. It's like, and the reason I love the metaphor so much is because isn't it like our life that, especially in Unity, it's so easy to love the things that we're grateful for. And the trick and the spiritual walk is over and over again to love the whole kit and the caboodle, our whole body, our whole family, our whole home, our whole church building, every bit of it. We gotta love it, and we gotta get in there and live in it and love it. So it's interesting. It's like, the other thing is that we also need to recognize that we are humans, and loving things from top to bottom takes a certain amount of time. I don't know if you've ever remodeled a house or any big building, but you don't do it all at once. And I think it's okay that right now the basement is a little bit frayed, maybe at the edges, and we're going to pour some love into it so that it will be a warm and welcoming, awesome place for our potluck next Sunday. But that it's also okay that in our lives and in our community that things take time, and we focus on one thing for a while. You know, we focused on the sanctuary. Wow. We focused on the patio. Wow. You know, we are actually focusing on the basement. We want to remodel it, but we thought we'd put the kids upstairs for a while. I don't know what we're going to do. You know, maybe we'll do some. I noticed they all snuck back downstairs because they want to play downstairs today. That's cracking me up. Like, the kids are downstairs loving the basement right now because it's bigger, and that's what they want to make some noise. That's what they're doing. Okay, and that is what we as adults, as spiritual seekers, we need to play in the basement. You know what your basement is. I know what my basement is, what I don't like to play in. You know what your basement is. Whether it's an aspect of your body, you know, like, do you not like to exercise in a certain way? And maybe you should. Maybe you don't like to floss your teeth. I don't know, whatever it is, you know. There's something that's like a basement that you'd rather not look at or go into because it's getting a little frayed, that we need to love more. So, our community, we're about to launch a stewardship practice that we've never done before in this church. We're sending out a letter that invites you to look at our community with a new aspect of stewardship. And for stewardship, I took this beautiful definition: the careful and responsible management of something entrusted to one's care. Careful, responsible management, something entrusted to one's care. And this church, the building and the community, is entrusted to our care, and we love it. And we want to be careful, and we want to manage it. Now, stewardship, the movie, the prequel is gratitude. Gratitude is the river that runs through. It's going to run through everything I'm talking about today, just as it's the river that runs through our life. I came up with 4 aspects of stewardship. I had help. I did a little research, but then I prayed, and I came up with these for myself. The first one is mutuality. Mutuality, which is shared, communal, common, collective ownership. And the thing about collective ownership is that it encourages us to get to a higher level, right? Sometimes than what we can do by ourselves. For sure, when we own something together, all of us together can create something bigger and more beautiful and more wonderful than any of us alone. Legally, the collective membership of Unity Des Moines are the owners of the church building and everything in it and the vicarage next door. As a spiritual community, we own this building and we own the purpose that it is put to. Our mission and vision will continually evolve to reflect the hearts and the minds of who makes up the membership. And it's not just the people in the room. It's the people who are in the room next Sunday or the Sunday after that, and the people who are in the room on the meditation at night or the gong meditation. or the classes, or the 12-step groups. It's everybody that uses our building and is in our community. So in this community, we individually take responsibility for all of it, knowing we are not alone. I said when I first came here, because I worked at Unity Boulder. It was a big church, like 1,000 people on a Sunday or something. The hardest thing to do is keep that kitchen clean. Here, that is never a problem. There are less people, but and people are responsible over and over again. I have never had to enlist a cleanup crew. Potluck after potluck, people are in there cleaning that kitchen. It is ready to go. Obviously, there are regular volunteers who clean it up during the week, but anytime there's a function, it's cleaned up. That did not happen in Boulder. There were so many people. If I did not make sure there was a sign up for cleanup, everybody would eat and leave. And I did not like that. Because then it was, me or the other people who were working there. So I feel heartened by that. Like, that's a beautiful example to me. I don't know if I came from a big family, and we were more like Unity in Boulder. We would eat and leave if we could. So, some families aren't like that. Everybody pitches in a little bit better. So that's mutuality. Caring. Caring is the practice of compassion and taking care of each other and the place we share. We take care of each other, first of all, by connecting to each other. And we take care of our building and grounds, creating a peaceful, beautiful sanctuary, a cheerful, healthy place for youth education, and a pleasant, harmonious space for fellowship and including a welcome exterior. So that's the spiritual practice of caring. And we're all pretty good at caring. Contributing encompasses the way we give. This is an aspect of stewardship that we want to focus on this year in a new way. It takes regular financial support to sustain our center. The people who choose to donate a regular amount each week, month, or quarter, by their consistency, enable church leadership to focus on expanding programs, classes, and ministry, and plan for the future. Individuals give financially to Unity of Des Moines, and collectively, Unity of Des Moines gives financial support to organizations in Des Moines, Iowa, and Unity Worldwide Ministries. We financially contribute to DMARC for the food bank and to CFUM and various other organizations as they come up. Contributing is not just to what a community needs. Okay? It's not just to need. It's when we give time and talent, we look to what is needed and what wants to emerge from our soul. I'm just going to use the band as an example. Brian, we needed a drummer, and Brian had this desire to be a drummer like 7 years ago and bought some drums and taught himself how to be a drummer. I'm sure Chris has taught him a lot more, right? But so it wasn't just the need, it was what wants to express. And who knows what you want to express, whether it's here or not here. Sure, we do have some needs. We always need some help in the Sunday school. We like and need some ushers. But maybe you have something that wants to express as hospitality. Maybe you are a chef who wants to create beautiful, healthy snacks every Sunday. I don't know what is in your heart. What it is in your heart that wants to emerge. Maybe you're an artist and you want to get some art on that wall there. I'm not sure. There's probably something in you that wants to contribute, and there is this beautiful community waiting for it. And just let it work its way through you, what it wants to emerge and what is needed. Receiving is also a spiritual practice. There's much to receive at Unity of Des Moines. Spiritual inspiration and direction, fellowship and friendship, and countless opportunities to practice the presence in an atmosphere of unconditional love and acceptance. Gratitude is the river running through it. So, ask yourself this. Have there been times when you have been unable to receive what somebody here's wanted to give you? Has there been times when you felt like, I don't want to bother the minister, the bookstore, whatever. I don't want to bother that group of people standing there. Is there, just think about that, and think about how receiving is also part of stewardship and a very important part. And maybe you might have to ask for something too. That I don't know about you, I don't particularly like to ask. I would rather put out an email, see what happens, than actually ask people. And it doesn't work that well. But asking is part of our spiritual journey. Receiving is part of our spiritual journey. So we want you, all of us, the board, the leadership, the community, we want you to receive everything we have to give. And maybe you're asking for something is going to touch somebody's heart who wants to give it, and they don't even know it's in them till you've asked. So, you come up and ask me, I really want a support group on, eating pickles or whatever. I'm just being silly. I'd really like to eat pickles, and I'd like to do it with some friends. And then somebody over here has got like a whole bunch of pickles in jars, and they're a home canner, and not only are they canning pickles, but they want to teach people to can pickles. So there's a whole thing, and all of a sudden we are the pickle church, known far and wide. So you just don't know what your desire in your heart and asking in this community, that's what it's all about. And, everything doesn't happen at once, and this is me talking to myself, really, because my eyes are always bigger than my stomach. Visioning is an important part of our spiritual work. And I see, castles and thousands of people and things like that. And what I need to remember is that organically things grow at the way they grow. The people, like if there's not a pickle group, there's not a pickle group. But there's a Sunday school, right? So, it's a certain size and it grows as we love it and appreciate it. So, gratitude is the river running through it. I was going to end with our vision statement. I was re-looking at the vision statement when people got together in 2012 and came up with vision, mission, and core values. And we say it every day. We say the shortened version in the affirmation. But I wanted to look at the core values, to think about that. The core values that we hold valuable in Unity, and right now, they might change, are spirituality. And think about what, we asked everybody in the congregation what that meant to them. Enlightenment, unconditional love, joy, welcoming, and service. So I'm guessing that we can all get behind all of those beautiful values. And I look forward to when we revisit, which we might do sooner than later, to relook at our mission, our vision, and our values, and see how we're enacting them at Unity of Des Moines. And let me end with Matthew 25:21. Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness. Let's take an offering for Unity.